Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video and another episode of my F1 2017 Mick Schumacher Career Mode. And today we are here for round 15 for the Singapore Grand Prix at Marina Bay. But if you guys did miss the last race for the Italian Grand Prix at Monza, then do check that one out by clicking the card in the top right hand corner of your screen, because it was a very interesting episode and the championship is pretty much getting to a climax slash a very interesting boiling point. And I don't want to spoil anything for you guys before I do give away any spoilers, and do click off the video and check out the last episode. But we do come here in Singapore in high spirits, and it's a track that I do feel confident on. Mick also mentioned that, you know, he fancied his chances around here because it's going to be the last, realistically speaking, the last good chance for Sauber to really score some strong points. And I mean, go for the race win, because you know, it's a circuit where you can put a lot of air on the car, and if it works, the car just works. You know, if you get it right, the car is just going to be on rails around this circuit. And, you know, Japan's the next circuit, which isn't going to be great. Sauber are definitely going to struggle around there, and it's going to be a challenge to even maybe score points. And then we've got Abu Dhabi, which is definitely going to be okay to score points at, but that's going to be a big track favourite, and definitely going to lean towards Fernando Alonso in the championship. So with that in mind, you know, we have to maximise this weekend. And, you know, Mick Schumacher, Charles Leclerc and the entire Sauber team were well aware of what was on the table this weekend. And going into Singapore, you can see a bit of a difference. Daytime qualifying, something different than the race will be in the night time as expected. But overall qualifying was going okay. The first sector was fine. However, the 11.11 aero is really poor in terms of qualifying performance. It's really good for race pace, but for the qualifying, when everyone's running the engines maxed out with DRS, it's really hard to compete with the big boys. And you can see really, you know, Mick struggling, P13 at the moment, and, you know, 14 now as he struggles to get inside the top 10. The race runs in Friday, though, looked a lot more encouraging, so we're hoping that things do get turned around on the Sunday. But for qualifying, you know, Mick's on the limit here on the ragged edge, trying to maximise the lap time, and it's coming to him slowly, but the straight line speed just isn't there at the moment, and overall he's just struggling to really get the lap inside the top 10, basically. P12 at the moment, and we've only got one more corner, technically speaking two more corners, as the final corner is classed as a double apex, and it's P12 up to the line. It's improved, not quite. It's going to be P12 on the grid for Mick Schumacher, so best he could do. You know, like I said, considering the circumstances and, you know, the engine deficit and, you know, an incredible amount of air on the car, it's going to be a real struggle. But looking at the grid, you can see front row lockout for Ferrari for the first time in a while, bouncing back after they didn't score any points in their home race last time out. Ferrari gets a front row lockout with Vettel on pole, Raikkonen in second place alongside him. Then Fernando Alonso, my championship rival, third place, with Daniel Ricciardo in the McLaren alongside. McLaren also improving a lot around this circuit. Obviously engine power is not so important as other tracks, so obviously McLaren could go a lot better around here. And then it's a big gap back to Stoffel Van Dorn. You know, Ricciardo a lot faster and actually matching Alonso's time, and then 4 tenths back is Van Dorn, so Ricciardo definitely having the measure of his teammate then. And Esteban Ocon joins Van Dorn on row 3. Then we have Lewis Hamilton and Pierre Gasly on row 4, and then Romain Grosjean into the top 10 there. Phenomenal qualifying from the Haas driver, getting P9 ahead of Valtteri Bottas and beating one of the Mercedes, and also beating the other Red Bull of Max Verstappen, who qualified in P11. Alongside Max is going to be Mick Schumacher in P12, so those two guys just missing out in the top 10. Then we have Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hülkenberg in 13th and 14th respectively. Then both of the Jaguars, a pretty good qualifying for those guys on row number 8, with Perez out qualifying Kvyat. Then we have Charles Leclerc in the second Alfa Romeo P17 ahead of Pascal Wehrlein in the lead, Williams. And then Carlos Sainz, one of the big shocks in qualifying, only 19th. Really could not get a lap together in qualifying. He was struggling for pace all weekend long, and ultimately starts on the last row of the grid alongside Lance Stroll. But that is a grid for the Singapore Grand Prix, a very competitive grid, lots of interesting strategies and race pace here, and let's see what happens. It's time for the race and the Singapore Grand Prix. Right then, here we go. Let's get ready for the 5 red lights here at Singapore Marina Bay. The third from last race of the season is now underway, and off the line we go. And it's a decent start actually on the super softs. Both of the Red Bulls of Verstappen and Gasly getting horrible starts, and we're inside the top 10, you could say, pretty much here. Just barging our way through. P11 for now. There goes Bottas a little bit wide. We're going to slip through. We are running a maximum aero 11.11 around this circuit, so we are going to be severely down on straights. Romain Grosjean side by side of Hamilton for P6 in the Haas car. I got Bottas on my inside. I'm going to try and squeeze him, but he's not having none of it. He's not getting out of it, and he's going to keep his nose in there, to be fair to him, to his credit, as he goes around my outside into this left-hander. Grosjean, Hamilton still going side by side. Absolutely incredible weekend from Grosjean so far in the Haas car, and they are still side by side. Bottas squeezing to the maximum. They almost put me in the wall. We're going to have the inside for the next corner though. On the super softs, we're not in the best tyre for this. We're still side by side here with Valtteri. Incredible stuff into turn 10. Can I take the inside line? Yes, I do, and I'm just going to squeeze him out, but Bottas still keeping his car in there, and we're still having to defend, but finally we edge it in front, and we get the move done. That was very tough. Bottas not giving that one up. We're now inside the top 10. Good start, gaining the 2 places from qualifying, so very good stuff. On the super softs, the strategy for this race is actually a 2-stopper for today. I thought about the 1-stop, but it's a very long race, guys. I want to make it a little bit more light, fun, and quick for myself. So even though the overall race time might be slower, it will feel a lot quicker if I do a 2-stopper, go very aggressive. So we're going to start these supers, get these tyres off the car, get them out of the way, and then we're going to transition over into 2 ultra soft compound tyre stints and basically just maximise the pace of the car, because I feel like we do have some good race pace. Especially once the DRS benefit gets neutralised in race trim and everyone's not running their maximum engine power. Even though I'm running 11.11 aero, the benefit is that in these conditions the pace and the straight line speed deficit is not so pronounced, so we can definitely get away with it. So I think that's going to work in our favour. I think the race pace is going to be there. We're going to be strong all race long, so let's try and make it count for something, and let's see if we can score some good points this weekend. Alonso's in P3, the Ferraris are favourites to win. So realistically speaking, if Alonso is a championship rival, we need to get as close to him as possible, because he overtook us in the last race and we're now down to 2nd in the championship. So the pressure's on. We need to try and get as close as we can to Alonso this race somehow. Oh, Pascal Wehrlein out of the race, and we've got a safety car already here early on in the race. Very first safety car, that's very early indeed. So already we're going to get neutralised here. The race pace is going to get slowed down straight away. Okay, the safety car is in this lap. I can just about see both Ferraris are still leading. Alonso's 3rd, and then we got Ricciardo and Van Dorn 4th and 5th from McLaren, so they're doing really well. Grosjean still holding P7, but this restart's about to get underway. Let's make sure we have a good restart here. I've saved up plenty of fuel. We're over 2.5 laps with extra fuel, so it's looking good. Now we need to make sure we have a good restart here. Everyone's tripping over themselves. We need to make sure that we set ourselves up for a decent restart. But everyone is just so tightly bunched together. I'm going to try and see if we can maybe go for a cheeky overtake on Pierre here. No overtaking, yellow flag conditions. I'm still trying to keep my nose in there. And there we go, now we're racing. Green flag. Pierre picking up the traction on the restart. Let's see what our pace is like now. Now we're going to probably go racing. Hopefully no more safety cars, because it does disrupt the rhythm quite badly. I just want to see what our pace is like and go racing here. So let's sail into this race and let's see how things go. But so far, we're looking good here. We're looking racy. As Bottas behind is going side by side with Max Verstappen, it seems. We are right on the back of Pierre Gasly in the Red Bull, but you'll see on the straights we drop back quite considerably, so we're going to have to be a lot closer than this to have any chance of getting past guys in a straight line. It looks like Stoffel Van Dorn on this restart hasn't really got going. Grosjean also struggling to keep up with the pace. We're looking very quick right now. I can definitely notice a big difference through the corners with the 11.11 aero. We are really quick, so we've definitely got some pace. I just want to make sure we use it properly, and we don't want to rush into any overtakes. It's a very, very long race, and our front wing is critical for this circuit, so we do not want to lose it. So I'll make the overtakes only when I feel confident and comfortable making them. Also, I didn't just realise cars were in the pit lane, so we've just gained a few places. So we're now battling for P6. Ocon here struggling for some pace. Grosjean's actually caught up to the back of Van Dorn, and it's really Ocon in the second Porsche who's struggling to get some rhythm going. So let's see what happens here. There's all the way up to the podium, we can see, I think there's a Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. Or yeah, Lewis Hamilton, who's not really got any real pace about him. Really, that's the man who's leading the train at the moment. So let's see if we can catch up. The Ferraris, I think, are still leading the way, and they're racing away with it up the front. Ooh, through the final corner. Oh, dirty air really kicking in there, but we got extremely close to Pierre Gasly. Alonso fast up at the Grand Prix. I wonder if it's actually him that's leading. I'm not sure. Maybe he might have jumped one of the Ferraris, but Alonso seems to be getting his pace up in this race and getting his act together. We are really, really close to Gasly here, but a little bit more straight on speed, Gasly would be in trouble. We do have DRS this lap, so this might be the best chance that I get. 5th gear, early power on, rich mix flowing, let's get it in there. And now DRS, we are sticking with him just about. He's edging away on the brakes. Stick our nose in. Oh, it's close, very close. We have the grip. Can we go on the outside on the Red Bull? Yes, we do. We pick up the traction. A little bit of a squeeze on the exit, but we get it done. And we are past Gasly. Very nice move. Perfectly calculated and, you know, timed. So right now, P7 up next. Esteban Ocon. Right, we've got a car in the pit lane. Daniel Ricciardo, the first in the McLaren to come in. Another personal best from us as we pick up the pace. Officially now Hamilton has bolted, unless I think he might have come in, I'm not really sure. But Van Dorn's leading this train now. Grosjean P4, phenomenal performance from Grosjean in the Haas car. Absolute MVP so far in my opinion. Really putting that Haas up to incredible heights. Right now though, we are going to have a bit of a trouble here. Ocon with DRS is going to be absolutely impossible to overtake at the moment. So we're just going to watch him attempt to pass Grosjean, I think, because you could see how much he just ran away from me on the straight. The fact that Porsche has got an incredible amount of straight line speed combined with my 1111 wings makes it impossible for me to have a run at him on the straights. However, we can get him into certain corners. So again, let's play our cards right and let's see what happens. I'm very tempted at the moment. I'm going to stick with the 2-stop, but I might go 1 lap longer and make the overcut, because thanks to the safety car, our tyres are in a bit better shape and I've got plenty of fuel saved up, so I could definitely have 1 or 2 laps on the overcut in rich mix to try in clean air break away while these guys scrap it away, you know, on the 2-stopper as well, potentially the 1-stopper on the ultras, you know, whether it be maybe through pit stop battles where they lose time, or just on track battles, or getting stuck behind traffic, or, you know, getting stuck behind people that are on a different strategy. I think the overcut is going to provide us the best opportunity this race to really leapfrog a lot of these guys. So I'm sort of happy to just sit back here and play my cards right and be patient until we get the opportunity to really let the shackles off, get the anchors off, and really go for it, because look how close we are through this entire section, you know, on that Porsche. Ocon and Grosjean side by side. This is the sort of opportunity I've been waiting for. It's going to provide me the chance to go for the move. Oh, very close there, locking up the right front heavily. These two still going side by side. I'm going to try and set myself up for the move. They're still side by side, the two French drivers just scrapping it out. Eventually Ocon edges ahead. That engine power on that short little square on the back straight, just getting him in front. And Ocon now P4. So let's see if we can get past Grosjean. I'm sort of hoping they should be coming in this lap, or starting to anyway. So this is where the opportunity for us to overcut is going to begin to happen, basically. If it's not this lap, then it's going to be the next one. But I actually haven't really checked my tyres, but you can see they're very, very nicely held on so far. One thing I do want to point out around this circuit, you can't really read into the wear like other circuits. 40% of tyre wear around this circuit feels like 65 on other tracks. For some reason the tyres will be glitched around here, and the tyre wear is exaggerated, but right now, I can't lie, floating around 20%. We've got more than enough tyres to want to try and go for this overcut. Let's see if Ocon or Grosjean come in, or the Stoff will come in. Let's wait and see. The leaders are in. Ocon stays out, Grosjean comes in. So now's our chance to push. We're going to get that clean air. I'm going to get the rich mix flowing, and we're just going to crack on with it here. If I have to pass Ocon, I will pass him, but we're going to get a move on. Look at that, 1.5 up on the personal best. We're now back on the back of Ocon here. I'm going to go back into standard now, because we're not really going to pass Ocon in this section, so I might as well just save that rich mix and get on with it, because Ocon should come in this lap. Alonso came in on the last one, so now Ocon should be coming in, which will, once again, he should give us DRS when he comes in and sort of give us the, you know, the slingshot, and also give me the free air at the same time. So here we go. Does Ocon come in? Yes, he does. Right, rich mix again flowing. Let's crack on with it. I'm meant to come in at the end of this lap, lap 11. I will judge it depending on how my pace is this lap, whether I stay out for one more or not. Right, it's been another good lap, for another personal best, which I'm going to use as the opportunity to come in, because in case I have a bad lap, I want to avoid that basically and come in with the best lap possible. So there we go, very aggressive pit entry, getting it just about slowed down. For me, that was a very good 2 laps, considering the Ocon situation. We pushed when we had to, you know, we've maximised the fuel consumption. Ricciardo right now is the leader on the 2-stop, so I think these guys are doing the 2-stop, same as me, but on the reverse, so they're going to run the double ultras and then the supers at the end. But let's see, those guys in front of me now are on 2-stops, on inverted strategies. We've got Hulkenberg coming by now, and there's Van Dorn. So if we can come out ahead of Grosjean, here comes Grosjean now into turn 1, which we have done. We've leapfrogged everyone except for Van Dorn, so that's worked out beautifully for us. And Van Dorn's the one that survived in the McLaren. So all in all, a successful overcut. It's worked out. We've jumped Grosjean, we've jumped Bottas, and looks like we've jumped Ocon as well. So phenomenal overcut. Exactly what you want. Textbook maneuver And we're now up at the P7 here. Beautiful stuff. Purple final sector. The amount of grip I have on these tyres is absolutely ridiculous. They're so fast. Combined with the 1111 wings, this car is on absolute rails, and we are catching up to Hulkenberg thick and fast. I forgot I left it in lead mix from my outlap there, so now we've got max power. I want to try and get past Hulkenberg, first time of asking here. So here we go, rich mix flowing. DRS on the Renault man. We're going to opt for the left hand side, which will become the inside line for the next brake zone. Hulkenberg with a squeeze, but we're still going to get it done. Beautiful stuff. P6. Up next is Stoffel Van Dorn. Let's try and catch up to the Belgian here and get inside the top 5. Personal best 140.8. That is almost the fastest lap of the Grand Prix in just simple standard mix. So right now our pace is very strong here. Here we are then right on the back of Stoffel Van Dorn. He's on fresh ultras as well, but just goes to show how much pace we have. We are just knocking on the door. Rich mix flowing. We're going to try and get this move done with that DRS. I'm staying close. Pull out last minute on the braking into turn 14, and it's a lovely move. Purple middle sector in the process, and we're now inside the top 5. We're coming alive in this race. The 2-stop strategy is definitely going to help me out in terms of just running to the limit, because we are quick, so we can just keep on pushing basically for the remainder of the race. Looks like we've got a couple of cars in. Those 2-stoppers, a fast lap of the Grand Prix from us as Ricciardo and Gasly come in, and we're now into a podium position here. Another fastest lap there. Very strong pace at the moment. If we keep this up, we are catching up to Hamilton, which is good news. Surprisingly, they haven't come in yet, so I'm not sure what strategy they're on now. Still flying here, catching Lewis up quite a lot, about half a second a lap. I can now visibly see them a bit. Oh, Sebastian Vettel out of the race in the Ferrari. A rare, and I'd even say first retirement of the season for the Maranello based team, and that'll be disappointing for him after starting from pole position and a Ferrari 1-2. It's just not gone well for them on Sunday, to be honest with you, and it's really been a disappointing season for those guys. They had so much hope and it's not really delivered. Their new car has been disappointing. Okay then, Hamilton and whoever it is in front of him, I'm going to guess it's Alonso. Yeah, Alonso. They're both in the pit lane. So we're going to momentarily hold on to the lead. We're coming in next lap, lap 21, for our first set of ultras. We were catching those guys up so fast. There was more than a half a second on that last lap. And they're now on the supers. We're going to be on the ultras. So we just need to try and survive this lap and the next one at a strong race pace. And then we can attack them on fresh ultra softs. Right then, another very good stint in this race. 2 out of 3 stints done. Ultras were absolutely phenomenal. I really like this as a race tyre. And we're going to go into another set of them right now as we come in for our final stop of the race into the pit lane, attacking the entry as much as we can, getting it slowed down, making sure we don't speed. There we go, absolutely perfect pit entry, even better than the last one, getting it absolutely bang on the 60 kph, spot on the line. So that was absolutely phenomenal. Let's see what sort of stop we've got. Alonso and Hamilton are 2 and 3, so i.e. they are the net race leaders, and we was catching them really quickly. So we're going to be on even faster tyres this time round. Here they come along the pit straight. They're probably getting a bit of ground back on me, but that's fine. I can make that back up, no problem. The main thing is that we come out in clean air, which we are. Ricciardo's the next man on fresh ultras, but he's nowhere to be seen. So we're going to rejoin in a podium position. 2-stop strategy, playing the ultimate key. And now we can go hunt down Hamilton and Alonso for this race win. So let's get on with it, and let's see where we can finish this race. The pressure is on for the championship. We have to make this count, because realistically speaking, going into the next 2 races, Japan and Abu Dhabi, especially Japan, they don't suit this car one bit. This is going to be our best chance to get our best result of the season one more time, because Japan especially, we're going to be struggling to get in, even inside the top 10 in that race. And Abu Dhabi, we could probably get into the top 10, but I'm not sure how far. And Alonso is going to be pretty strong, especially in Abu Dhabi. So we need to make this pace count for something, and we need to win this race. Pressure's on. Let's get the rich mix flowing. Let's try and close this gap up now. Fast up of the Grand Prix, getting to work already. There you go. Now we're in rich mix. That was in standard. Let's see if we can go any faster. This was an absolutely monstrous lap. It's going to be well into the 1 minute 39s. A 39.2. Massive lap. And we've really closed up the gap here to Alonso and Hamilton. Starting to put the pressure on big time now. I'm going to go down to the standard and say that little bit of rich mix I have for any potential overtakes I might line up. Alright, here we are then. We're right on the back of Lewis now, officially integrated into this battle, and we're also well within DRS as you'd expect. Let's see what happens here. It's going to be very, very interesting this. We've got enough laps to get past both of these guys. Hamilton just seems to be struggling now to contend and keep up with Fernando Alonso. This is going to be my first chance of getting past him, and it might even be my best chance, as we are looking extremely close and Lewis seems to be struggling a little bit for some overall pace and straight line speed. Here we go. He's got DRS on Alonso. We've got rich mix flowing. He's just edging away. Never mind, back down the standard. We'll save the fuel. We'll try somewhere else. Alright, lay into the hairpin. Swing the car back. No DRS here. Rich mix flowing. Is it going to be the same move as Stoffel Van Dorn? Keeping it in there. Oh, it's late in the day. Lewis still there. I'm going to squeeze him out. There we go. Second place. That's the move. That is the dream. Up next, the rival, the main man, Fernando Alonso. I am so much quicker on these tyres. It's unbelievable. The grip I have. You know what? We're going to have a crack here, I think. DRS and rich mix. Alonso goes defensive into turn one. Around the outside. Oh, it's a fantastic move. What a move. It's been done. There we go. First place of the Singapore Grand Prix. Absolutely fantastic overtake. And we are leading after starting from P12 on the grid. The strategy, playing the key and always being on the faster tyre. And looks like Alonso's not even close enough to have a go at me here with DRS. That's how far ahead we got on traction. So let's bring this one home. It's looking like a W for us here today. Right then, here we go. Through the final corner. Across the line for one more lap to go in this race. What a performance this has been. Absolutely title worthy. Right then, here we go. It's been a dominant performance. The car was magnificent. We struggled in qualifying, you know, everyone ran their engines to the max power. We just could not keep up with the 1111 Aero. But in race trim, that all gets balanced out. And if we come through to win the Singapore Grand Prix and pick up a massive 25 points for the championship and 2 more races to go. It's getting intense, boys. So looking at the final race results, Mick Schumacher wins the Singapore Grand Prix ahead of Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton. Max Verstappen P4 ahead of Stoffel Van Dorn and Esteban Ocon. Valtteri Bottas P7 ahead of Pierre Gasly. Daniel Ricciardo only P9 on a 3-stop strategy, and Romain Grosjean riding out the top 10. Charles Leclerc unfortunately once again just missing out the top 10 by finishing in P11, and Kimi Räikkönen in P12. In terms of the driver standings though, we retake the lead as Mick Schumacher re-overtakes Fernando Alonso by 3 points with 2 races to go. Now, like I mentioned, this was probably Mick's best chance to score more points than Alonso, and he took it. The next two are going to be a real struggle, so let's see how it goes. Overall though, no more changes except for Ocon overtaking Ricciardo for P9 there in the lower half of the table. Finally though, in the constructors you can see Mercedes still lead the way, and Sauber actually re-overtake Ferrari and stay ahead of Red Bull, or should I say re-overtake Red Bull actually, in one race thanks to Mick's result. Big points for the team, and back up to third, and Ferrari all the way down to P5, and they were leading not too long ago. So amazing how that turnaround has occurred. But all in all, a very successful Singapore Grand Prix here. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, then drop a big fat like on the video, guys, and also do get subscribed for daily Formula 1 and MotoGP content. Stay tuned for the next episode later on today, double upload special today, and also do check out his 2 videos on screen, guys, if you have missed them. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.